by the masters. This was the first form pattern that they taught. So this is C1, 2,
Getting too excited.
4. We're over 60. We'll make it slow. 5.
Too much pancit.
Too much Filipino food. Okay. So actually, this is called defensa natural. Now, defensa ofensiva is when you put a counter. One counter here. Up strike. Okay. Two counter here. One strike. Three counter here. One strike. Four counter here. One strike. Five counter here. One strike. Isn't that very easy? Now, I want you to know that all the strikes that you call 5 basic strikes in education, we call it, no, not two, the 12 basic, we call it the 12 targets. The basic is really this one. What's that, Andy?
Forehand. Backhand.
That's the basic. When you teach the new students, you call this the forehand and the backhand. You cannot say this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and so on and so forth. There are targets. But for every master who teach the style, they add one. It started with 5 or 4 tiros or 2 tiros. Okay? So we are showing you one classical, which is the parallel diagonal strike. So it's called cruzada. Cruzada is 1, 2, okay, on the right, 3, 4 on the left. You have heaven and earth, alto bajo in Spanish, high and low in English. Now, to make it very clear, teach it in English. What are we doing in America? We cannot teach this art in English, okay?
But I don't speak too much Filipino.
Yeah, we don't speak English.
15 minutes, guys, 15 minutes.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I feed him. Forehand, feed him. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 4 and 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you see now, and now we can do counter from here. Counter. 1, 2, 3, 4. He blocks. He counters. I block. He blocks. I count. So that's the basic. Everything you see is what? Forehand, backhand. There's nothing here more than forehand, backhand. It's all forehand. So if I describe you the 12 targets in education, I will call it a forehand strike to the left temple. A right backhand strike to the right temple. So these are targets, 12 strikes. But the basic strike is forehand, forehand. Forehand, backhand, forehand, backhand. Underhand, forehand, overhand, forehand, overhand, backhand, backhand, forehand, forehand, backhand, and forehand. That's education. It's so simple that with this, we can teach the next generation. Okay? We can teach the generation, and the styles are all.
Our stick is meant to hit the opponent, not the stick. But it's always nice to hit the stick too, you know, and all this. So, in our case, we train long and hard because it's very difficult even for one motion, like this, for example. Just one motion like this. There will be a lot of different variations from here. Meaning, in our training, we train you to think ahead of your opponent. If I were to strike like this, I want to make sure that he sees me coming from this side. Now, I know that he's going to block me from there. So I'm not going to go there. I'm going to switch mid-air at will at any given time to another target. If my target was this one, right here, he blocks it right there. I could still direct my target. I could still direct my target there. So, back. Together. You have to be very careful because you have to have very good control, if not excellent control, when it comes to targets, because we can go as close to the head as we can, and if you miss it, it's gonna hurt. Yeah, he's got bumps all over. He lost his tooth twice, I guess. On bottom something. But anyway, so also in our practice, we try to bluff. We telegraph, but we switch linear. We bluff. Okay, so anyway, bluff right here. Even if it blocks my hand from here, blocks from here, and then from here I can also, especially when I telegraph this, it's gonna block like this. What I most likely would do, it's gonna be very fast. I'm gonna go slow, like this. This is what happens. So it goes like this. So even before this retracts, he's hit from the bottom and from the side. Alright, so delivering strike number 1, for example. I can deliver this in the same motion. By the way, in the same, if you're too fast, they will not appreciate it. If you're a little slow, and then just make it, go ahead. Just play. Side to the side, center. Laban. That was, by the way, a strike to the head, which is abanico to everybody. There's a stab with a puño to the stomach. And the left hand, if you notice, the left hand is busier than the right hand. And this one is an abanico to the head. It was just, he may be holding it like this, but it's actually hitting the front and the back of the head. Right? Now, Laban.
This system is mostly on close quarter combat application.
That was the disarm. The disarm is very subtle. It comes only when you're training and practicing, because the one who was disarmed doesn't want to be disarmed. So it's just a matter of who gets there first. In that, Laban. This is a slower version. So I'm going to describe Roger's hits. Roger is the guy with the black pants. Head, side, head. Knee, back to the knee, head again, knee. I'm going to describe Michael. Knee, head, knee. Backhand, forehand, whatever. Just what? And you can go faster if you want. Alright, that's a slash to the stomach. Alright, so that's our little art, and it's very traditional. It comes from the barrios, whatever. Oh yeah, there's a request here. We wanted to show our empty hand. Our empty hand is nothing more than using both hands. All right, get away.
So, the way you start out empty hand is very similar to box out, start like that. And the goal is to try and trap, create an opener. Boom. See?
describe, Michael? What's it mean?
So, a lot of times what we're doing, we are circling, but also using parallel and trapping, so that his attention is on my hand. But this one is free to punch, to jab, to do whatever. So, as we go around, right now, I can use a parallel pistol to come across. And we'll also use segments, because right now, as he resists, I came back with the elbow, and I adjust my segment from this segment to here, and bring it back.
So I guess we have.
And we never did like blade to blade thing. Only time we did blade to blade was blade 1 and 2. Was emergency. If you were stuck in a portal range, you have to like just come in. This is very short that you do. But rarely we ever block blade to blade. So if you come in one, you ride the blade. So that's what it is, just riding it. And sometimes we don't even block the blade. When you come in, we just move it. And Sonny was so good at this that he will make you come in to where he wanted you to come in. And I didn't understand, what that was until he'll get anyone to come up here and do it. We'll get you every time. The Dog Brothers went in there, tested him, and they've seen it, so, So this is one of the movements. I'll show you a double that we do.
Just live.
For sale. Here, you know the play.
Those are live.
Those are live related. So this one right there. Thanks, Rich.
Thank you. I appreciate it very much. Sure. And another thing that sounded like was printing, the scissor block. Did all the doubles, so you come in. And double was pretty much this. And from this, you can just go into whatever range you want. You cut this one. And this was the block you did. And you just go in. But this is all it really is the distancing. So you come in. So with this you can play. We call it play, or we call it random flow. And a lot of design, student call it random flow because it's just random. Whatever you want to do it. And this is how it goes in later on.